tranche is an important concept in the International Monetary Fund (IMF), which helps member countries to access their foreign exchange reserves. In this video, we will delve deeper into the reserve tranche system, its characteristics, differences from SDR, and its aspects. What is reserve tranche? Reserve tranche is a portion of a member country's quota in the International Monetary Fund (IMF) that is available for the country to withdraw without any conditions. The reserve tranche is an important aspect of the IMF's lending system, which helps member countries to maintain their foreign exchange reserves. The IMF requires member countries to contribute a portion of their national currencies or assets to the IMF, known as the quota. The quota represents the member country's share in the IMF and determines its voting power, access to IMF resources, and financial obligations to the organization. Characteristics of reserve tranche. The reserve tranche has several characteristics, which include withdrawal without conditions. Member countries can withdraw their reserve tranche without any conditions or approval from the IMF. The reserve tranche is the only part of a member country's quota that can be withdrawn without any conditions. Unconditional balance of payment support. The reserve tranche is a form of unconditional balance of payment support provided by the IMF to its member countries. Member countries can use their reserve tranche to maintain their foreign exchange reserves or to finance their international transactions. Limited amount. The reserve tranche is a limited amount of a member country's quota, which is available for withdrawal without any conditions. The amount of reserve tranche available to a member country is equal to its quota multiplied by a certain percentage, which is determined by the IMF. Difference between reserve tranche and SDR. The reserve tranche is different from the special drawing rights (SDR) system, which is another form of reserve asset created by the IMF. The main differences between the reserve tranche and SDR are: purpose. The reserve tranche is a portion of a member country's quota in the IMF that can be withdrawn without any conditions. While the SDR is an international reserve asset created by the IMF to supplement the official reserves of its member countries. Basket of currencies. The reserve tranche is based on the member country's own currency, while the SDR is a basket of currencies consisting of the US dollar, euro, Japanese yen, British pound sterling, and the Chinese yuan. Allocation. The reserve tranche is automatically available to member countries, while the allocation of SDR is determined by the IMF's Board of Governors. Taking into account the relative size of a country's economy in the world economy. Availability. The reserve tranche is always available to member countries, while the SDR is only allocated to member countries in times of global economic crises, or to provide liquidity to the global economy. Aspects of reserve tranche. The reserve tranche has several aspects that are important for member countries, which include foreign exchange reserves. Member countries can use their reserve tranche to maintain their foreign exchange reserves or to finance their international transactions. Financial stability. The reserve tranche helps member countries to maintain financial stability by providing them with an unconditional form of balance of payment support. Sovereignty. The reserve tranche allows member countries to maintain their sovereignty over their foreign exchange reserves and provides them with a degree of financial independence. Conclusion. The reserve tranche is an important aspect of the International Monetary Fund's lending system, which allows member countries to withdraw a portion of their quota without any conditions.